Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Kind of sounds a little bit like the conversation you just had about wanting the spotlight. This is what I said about it, and I love it. I want to see them going at it. I want to see them playing physical. I want to keep this racist crap off the court where it belongs. If some jamoke wants to talk like that, then go home. I don't want to hear it. I love this rivalry. I am here for every single second of it. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, it's not a rivalry. Not when you lose about 35 points.
That's true.
It's not rivalry. Indiana Fever's on a different level than the Chicago Sky. Let's get that out the way.
Stephen A. Smith says Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese isn't really a true rivalry, and he's not alone in thinking this. Dan Patrick agrees, saying Clark is actually the main reason the WNBA is getting so much buzz, not Reese. Many analysts keep highlighting Clark's rare talent and dedication, suggesting that Reese's spotlight is mostly because of her link to Clark.
But her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal.
Why does Angel Reese see this dynamic as historic? And how does her role as the villain fit into the story? Don't forget to hit subscribe and drop a comment sharing who you think will come out on top, because Stephen A. Smith's take is about to get even more direct.
Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We just have to own that. Angel Reese can rebound the basketball. She's a damn good player. She's got a bright future in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark is next level. That's number 2.
Here's Stephen A. Smith's main point. Caitlin Clark is playing on a whole different level, and he's not just talking about flashy highlight plays. He points to Clark's record-breaking scoring in the NCAA tournament and how she smashed Iowa's all-time scoring record as proof. It's clear why Smith believes Clark isn't just great. She's changing what we expect from a college basketball star. He highlights her amazing court vision and ability to score when it really counts, showing she already plays like a pro, even before reaching the WNBA. But Smith goes beyond stats to explain what makes a rivalry real. It's not a rivalry when you're getting blown out by 35, he says, referring to the Chicago Sky's big loss to the Indiana Fever. For him, a gap that big isn't just a bad game. It shows these two players aren't even on the same level. When one player is so far ahead, you can't really call it a rivalry, no matter how much buzz there is online. As for Angel Reese, Smith doesn't ignore her talent. He says she's a very good player, but he's clear about where her fame really comes from.
Caitlin Clark's or Angel Reese's popularity in large part is attributed to her behavior towards Caitlin Clark, because when Caitlin Clark was busy taunting opponents a couple of years back before LSU smacked Iowa around in the national championship game or so, it was Angel Reese that was clapping back at Caitlin Clark once it was Caitlin Clark's turn to have her comeuppance. And that's what made Angel Reese famous.
According to Smith, Angel Reese's popularity mostly comes from her viral moments, especially her interaction with Caitlin Clark during the NCAA championship game and all the social media buzz that followed. He says Reese's fame is largely linked to her behavior toward Clark, not consistent dominance on the court. Smith's point is clear. Being part of a viral moment isn't the same as building a lasting legacy through steady, strong performance.
But the eyeballs on the WNBA really have to do with Caitlin Clark. Now, you might, if you stay long enough, maybe you'll see something or someone there you go, okay, I'm entertained by this. But there's nothing wrong with admitting that you watch a sport because of one singular person. People watch golf because of Tiger.
That's the key difference. Caitlin Clark is breaking records and making history, while Angel Reese is riding the wave of attention those viral moments create. He also highlights Clark's mindset, describing her as laser-focused, someone who works hard, leads her team, and shows up when it counts the most. You can see it in how her teammates support her, her steady performance, and her clutch plays in big games. Smith says he doesn't see that same consistent dominance from Reese. Yes, Reese is talented, but her reputation comes more from big moments than a proven track record of controlling games.
These are not players of the same stature. They're not They're not it. Like,
and that's not an insult to Angel Reese.
No. Caitlin Clark's different, right? Like, I think that's something that a lot of people just need to come to terms and understand here is much of the why Caitlin Clark and not other people is that the other people are not Caitlin Clark. Like, strictly talking about this is basketball. She's it.
Stephen A. Smith isn't the only one with this view. Dan Patrick agrees, saying, the real boost in WNBA attention is because of Caitlin Clark, not Angel Reese. Patrick points out that Clark is the one drawing the eyes to the league, not just her team, but the entire WNBA. So if Clark is on a different level, why is Reese leaning into this story and calling it historic? Here's her side. Angel Reese isn't shying away from the spotlight. She's stepping right into it and making her intentions clear. She's heard the talk about being the bad guy, and instead of avoiding it, she's embracing it. Reese said, I'll take that role, the bad guy role, and go down in history for it. She's not just reacting. She's taking control of the narrative and turning it into something bigger than herself. For Reese, being the so-called villain isn't a setback. It's a way to keep women's basketball in the spotlight, even if it means facing criticism and heat along the way.
She made a lot of money NIL-wise for last year.
Ex-Angel, Reese has made it clear that all the attention really took off during the national championship game. That's when she responded to Caitlin Clark with the famous, "You can't see me" gesture, and suddenly everyone was talking about her. She understands exactly how that moment boosted her profile and shined a spotlight on women's basketball as a whole.
But there's nothing about her game that's really interesting that is going to translate to people who may not watch the WNBA, may not care about basketball. She is a social media star, and she has capitalized on that. And maybe she embraces being the villain. But make no mistake about it, Caitlin Clark is the reason why everybody has an opinion on what happened in that game.
Reese is honest about playing the villain role on purpose. She knows even the negative attention gets people watching. She said, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. For her, if being the foil to Clark means more people pay attention to the game, it's worth it. She's okay being the one people love to hate if it helps the sport grow. That's her strategy. This rivalry isn't just about two players. It's about building something bigger for everyone watching.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
Here's where it gets tricky. Is Reese's choice to play the villain a smart move for her brand, or is it a distraction from a real on-court rivalry? Next, we'll look at what Bomani Jones had to say. When you step back, the rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese isn't just about basketball anymore. It's caught up in online drama and bigger issues. Bomani Jones describes the atmosphere around this story as almost unbearable. He points out that the non-stop drama, constant opinions, and endless arguments are making it hard for fans to just enjoy the game. According to him, the conversation has drifted so far from what's happening on the court that it's easy to forget why people started watching in the first place.
And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just...
Jones draws a powerful comparison to the famous Bird Magic rivalry, but with a twist that reveals a lot about today's situation. He imagines if Bird and Magic had played in the same conference, society would have exploded. That's how intense the online buzz around Clark and Reese feels right now. Instead of simply celebrating two great players pushing each other to be better, the conversation has shifted to taking sides and stirring up drama. Jones sees Clark as the clear star and Reese as her foil, but the way fans discuss them goes far beyond just basketball.
There is a Magic Bird element, obviously, to these two players. The problem is Angel Reese ain't no Magic Johnson.
Good player, not Magic.
Race and perception are central to this debate. Jones questions whether a black player could ever reach the same level of mainstream fame as Caitlin Clark, and he isn't sure there's even a fair comparison. He points out that Clark's rise isn't just about her talent. Her race influences how she's received by fans and the media. Meanwhile, Angel Reese faces criticism for simply being unapologetically herself, and the backlash she gets often feels much harsher. Jones says these reactions show the deeper issues of expectations and double standards that still exist in sports today.
I mean, there are so many great players, but maybe they didn't capture your imagination. Caitlin Clark has. People watch. Now everybody wants to have an opinion on this. And that's where it clutters, muddies up everything that the women have tried to do. They've been there. You just haven't known.